Relentless Force and Relentless Legacy and Fearless Force, and our out-of-chain allies are Lycan. So if someone from one of those clans is one of the offenders, here's the area that you want to go. Request against allies. Let's say you find out, or someone in our clan finds out, that one of our members is approved, then you might want to come here and post in the request against us section to let us know that we know that person's approved, because not all the time will someone come tell us that. Sometimes they'll just approve right away. And then after you post your request, if it is accepted by the guidelines, it'll be moved to this section called the accepted request, where members can come and sab those people. And I usually recommend sabbing everyone once per day. You can sab them, once every 24 hours, for 2 at a times. And here's where you would go to either post your sab logs on that person or to be notified of who's approved at the current moment. And then here's the accepted request for the alliance, which I think needs to be updated. And what that is going to be is, like, let's say Lords of Peril approves someone, then it's going to be an accepted request. But if the target is chaining our entire Supreme Alliance, which is ROFL, for all 3 alliances, then we might move the request here to say that it's a allied target. And once a request is over with, it'll be moved to close requests. So let's go over how to make a request and whether or not your request is valid enough to be approved, because that is a common misconception among some of the newer players. And to be clear, all requests have to be accepted by a battlefield moderator or someone approved to handle battlefield policy. So just because you feel that your request is valid enough to get approved doesn't mean that the moderators will also feel the same way. But they're very lenient and very flexible, and usually will try to have some sort of way to get you compensation or find out what exactly is going on. So here we have pending requests, and you're going to see here how to make a request. Here, right here in this section, is a good general guideline of everything that you should post in your request. And what you should do is hit select all and copy it. Now, before you go make the request, remember that our battlefield policy is here and also up here. And recently, this age, we've made it that our battlefield policy is the same for all 3 of our in-chain alliances to make it a lot more clear to everyone of where we stand. So I'll open it from up here, because you don't necessarily need to come to this section of the form to open it. So I'll show you from here. It'll be the same page. So I'll right click and open this, and we'll scroll down. And this is our battlefield policy. Basically, if anyone breaks this battlefield policy, then that's when you would come to the battlefield section to post approval for that person. The most common would be unprovoked sabbing, which usually results in 24 hours of sabbing from our alliance, and that's when you would see it in the accepted alliance request. So let's just go over a couple things in the battlefield policy. We don't believe in low hits. Sabbing over a low hit, we usually sab back 3 times, but it looks like we've changed that to be unprovoked sabbing, and it'll be handled individually. And there's a couple things here, unprovoked sabbing, which I already went over. Damaging attacks, which are basically, attacks that are meant to get a rise out of someone. Like if a low hit is usually considered 60 minutes of gold on the battlefield nowadays. So let's say someone attacked you for 5 minutes of gold, then you might want to think about putting it under that category. Someone sent you a recruit message. Chaining in rogues, usually you're not the one that posts about that, but some people do. Usually the moderators will have, or the battlefield mods or the administrators will have some sort of knowledge that we're being chained, because several people will be speaking up and be like, hey, we're getting chained. But if you don't see anything from that rogue in the section, then go ahead and post one for them anyway. And then a couple other things here, alliances restricted battlefield policies, will be handled from case to case, and events not covered under our BF policy will be also looked at. So basically, when you're going to post your request, this is the general, guidelines that you should follow. And it's very important to look at this and understand it and how it works, because when we go to post the actual request, it's going to ask you certain questions like, what was the reason of the attack? What was the retaliation you made by you? Why are you filling this out? So, like I said, you're going to hit select all and copy it again. And then we're going to exit out of that. So, under pending requests, this is where we would post our request for someone that was not in chain, which I already discussed earlier. So, we'll hit new topic, and this will come up. And up here, you'll put in usually you'll put in the name of the person. So we'll say, name of person. And then why do you want them approved? So we'll say unprovoked stabbing. Or you could put anything else that violates the BF policy in that area. And then we already copied the guidelines, so just paste it in there. And this will help you going one by one to fill out the information that they want needed. So, the name of the offender, name of person, stat links here. Usually it's good to post their stats and the link to their Kings of Chaos account. And then you'll put the reasons of the attacking on you. So you'll say, unprovoked stabbing. I spelled that wrong. But God bless spell check. Unprovoked. And in here, attacks made by you. Did you stab him back? Did you attack him? Retaliations made by you. Actually, yeah, the retaliations made by you is if you responded to them in any sort of way, such as stabbing back or attacking them. And then attacks made on you would be where this would go. And then the reasons of the attacks. And then the logs of your lost weapons here. Any messages exchanged, because I'm sure there will be some sort of messages with you saying, hey, why did you stab me? Please give me a reason before I go approve you. The recommended type of action that you would like, usually for an unprovoked stabbing, you would put something like 24 hours. Any demands, such as, like, let's say you wanted compensation or something instead of getting stabbed and they wanted to meet that, you could put that there. And then any other info that you want to add in, you can also place right there. And then once you post this, it'll come back. You can come back to here, and once your application is approved, it'll go here, or the conversation will continue on that thread that you created. All right, going back. Let's see if there's anything else. The forum's pretty important. Like I said earlier, there's a public chat right here. That also helps bring members together. Let me just go over, messages real quick. So, come to the new allies announcement. I'm not sure if this thread is locked. No, it's not. So we'll come down here. This is just a quick reply down here. So if I wanted to just, post something real quick to be like, oh, that's cool. Then I can just submit it instead of having to go to an actual reply message. But let's show you the reply message. Down here at the bottom, it'll say post reply. We'll click that. There's plenty of stuff here that pertains to certain areas of the forum. Like under that music movies video I showed you. Let's say you wanted to post a YouTube video. Right here, you could hit YouTube. And then inside here, in that box, it shows you what you should put inside those links. There's other stuff like if you want to post a picture, images. Here's your fonts. Let's say you wanted to quote something someone said earlier in the post so you can react to it or respond. There's the quote. You wanted to put some HTML code. There's code. Bold, italic, underline, everything that that Word would have. And then, other links that will help you basically make your post more interactive. And then, of course, we have a long list of basic smileys that you can use, as well as a more extensive list that you can pop out, and it'll show you what code will react to post that. So I could just post wave, and then it'll have me waving. And there's a long list of other smileys, as well as a second page. So we'll close that window. So I hope this tutorial helped you better understand and get a good grasp of the forums and what you can do and what'll help you. If there's anything else, let me know. And I hope everyone has a fun time exploring it and being part of the community.